Well, Phil, Wrexham, Birmingham, there's so much interest worldwide to this game. There always has been, but you're well aware of that.
Yeah, two competitive games against them last year. So I don't think many people will forget the first one, and it there was so much attention around the game, and two good games.
And do you deal with this game as you would any other game when you're talking to the players, or they always know the importance of the game?
Yeah, we haven't really referenced the rivalry from last year too much, because I think it's out there for everybody to know. It's more about what we have been doing well and reproducing that, and also looking at the detail of what Birmingham are all about.
What have you made of their season so far?
Yeah, a few late goals the other night, last kick of the game, last ditch, got back in at Swansea. The one obviously difficult performance from a Coventry with Jack Robinson getting sent off. Similar in terms of the way they set up to last year. A bit like us, some familiar faces and obviously some new additions, but yeah, so not a great deal of difference in terms of the way they approach the games, and it's always an entertaining game, and we're looking forward to this one.
And following Tuesday night's excellent result and performance, Phil, do you feel the rhythm is starting to come into the performances now with the new players bedding in?
Yeah, if we're honest, the run's been decent. Take out the QPR game, we're on a decent run over quite a period of time. And I think consistency is obviously key, and I think we should start to show a consistency in our game. And we just spoke to the lads this morning about a real big push tomorrow night for take us into the international break in good spirits. With another good performance.
Yeah, I was going to ask about the international break. We've only just had one, and then you're back into it another one straight away.
Yeah, I think obviously the nature of the division is that the games come thick and fast with the midweek games, but you get the breaks, so we've got to make sure that we utilise that, and the players who've played in all these fixtures will need a few days. Next week, some obviously like Libby, for instance, who's on his way back, will need to train more, and just make sure we get the maximum benefit from the break, both in getting players where we need them to be and getting others recovered, refreshed to go again.
I'd imagine there's pros and cons with the international break, because I don't think the next game's until Stoke on the 17th or 18th, so it's a fortnight, so how do you utilise the players, and the players who haven't been playing, players will go away on international duty as well?
Yes, like I just said, there's a whole combination of factors taking place, and there's not one kind of schedule for everybody. There's obviously people on different schedules leading into these next 2 weeks. Obviously the international lads being a key element of that, but yeah, we will get that right and come back ready to go again.
Over the last few seasons, Phil, we've talked about the home form has been great, the results, and possibly not the away form. The away form, the results you're getting them, someone like would be the ideal one, wouldn't it, to get the first home win of the season?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously we won in the cup and against Reading, and went through against penalties against Hull. Derby, the game was there for us really, and we didn't take the opportunity. But it's just about performance level, and we're looking at the performance against Leicester and a lot of the Derby game as well, and what we need to do well, and if we can bring that to the table on Friday, we'll have a great chance.
Do you think people from the outside, okay, you've had money to spend to strengthen the squad over the summer, but to go toe to toe with these teams in the Championship week in, week out, how difficult that is?
Yeah, obviously, like the Leicester one, we spoke about the difference in the clubs over the years, and yeah, I think it was a good test for us, and just I felt a decent step of where we need to get to as a club, and but we want more. We want to go to those teams, and the draw is good, but can we go and win those games like we did at Norwich, and obviously like I said about the performance, can we now get a consistent performance across the 90 minutes at home, and which will give us a great chance of getting the points tomorrow.
Injury-wise, Josh Windass came off on Tuesday. Is he touch and go? Is he okay?
Yeah, Josh had a whack on the ankle against Derby, which was quite a lot of swelling in it. and we're just assessing tomorrow. I mean, we've got other options, but he in fairness to him, he put himself right up there to play on Tuesday night, and you know that's great for us to see, because there's going to be knocks, you know, when the games come as thick fast as they have done, and sometimes players have got to get on with it, and Josh showed a great example.
You named the same side, then Phil, your physical game against Derby, wasn't it? You had a couple of knocks going into the game on Tuesday, but I think it was vindicated to pick the side they did because they all put in such a good performance, but then the subs have given you food for thought.
Yeah, definitely. I think the scenario is it's picking the team we feel was right to start the game, but you know, having one eye on the players who may fatigue within the game, and making sure we're ready for that, and like we did the other night, and it worked for us. So yeah, it's like I said after the Derby game, it's always, there's never kind of one scenario is kind of correct for every situation. It's looking at the game, looking at the training yesterday and today, speaking to the medical department about where the players are, and each player, treating them as an individual, and you know, this is going to be a great atmosphere here tomorrow. Everybody wants to play. It's mine, Steve's job, and Dave Jones and Aidan's as a staff to sit down with all the information put in front of us and pick the team we feel was right to start, but also with one eye on the bench, making sure we've got enough quality there to go and impact the game like we had on Tuesday.
And players were coming off the bench who were certainly giving you food for thought, as I said then, because they really did on Tuesday, didn't they? Really made an impact.
I thought they were brilliant, yeah. And if you go back through nearly every game this season, and in the Preston game in the Cup, the bench has been so important, both sides. And the Southampton game, probably swung the other way. And yeah, it's just the demands of football, and obviously this division, are high, and we've got to make sure that we're monitoring the data as the game goes along, looking at players and getting that bench ready. Everybody knows the job and the role within the team, both in open play and set plays when they come on. And if you go through the lads who came on, Jimmy and Barney, I thought were brilliant. Matty, I spoke about great kind of quality he gave us. And obviously Nath with his brilliant goal, and so unlucky not to get a second. And obviously you mentioned Sam after the game as well. The last 10 minutes I thought did really well for us.
The last international break, you won. It was the first league game win of the season. It was nice, wasn't it, going into that break on the back of a win? And it's obvious thing to say, but that's obviously the aim now. When you know you've got 2 weeks until the next game, it's nothing sweeter.
No, exactly. Listen, the preparation's been good. I think when you have a Tuesday game and you come in the next day, sometimes everyone needs that break, but it's all hands to the deck, so to speak, for the preparation for this game. And we've trained this morning. Now the lads have a break this afternoon to rest up, and all through the day tomorrow, so we don't see them again till tomorrow night, so everybody can come in refreshed and ready for one almighty effort tomorrow. And that's the supporters as well. It's a very important game for us. Takes us, like you're saying, to an international break, and let's make sure that nothing's left out on the pitch or in the stands tomorrow night.